If you're waiting for that moment when you finally feel like you've arrived, I've got bad news. You're going to be waiting for your whole career. So back when I was in high school, I'll never forget, I had a friend who I played soccer with for my academy team. And one day we were at lunch in high school and I saw his phone background and I really liked it. It inspired me. And it said, "I can't wait for that one day when I can finally say I've made it." And I thought that was cool. And I was like, man, I can't wait for that day too. It would be so cool to finally think like, man, I made it. I'm gonna fast forward into my pro career. My first year, I played for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks in USL. Second and third years, I played for Houston Dynamo 2 in MLS Next Pro. And both years, I had been more of a backup and the teams had brought me in to kind of play that position. They didn't really see me as the starter when I went into the teams. After the second year with Houston, I got offered to play for Carolina Core FC in MLS Next Pro, and things had changed. They had brought me in to be the starter. That was the conversations with the team. They gave me the #1 jersey. And after working so hard for 3 years, I was so excited. All my life, I had dreamed of not only playing professionally, but being a starting goalkeeper for a professional team. And I felt like this was finally the moment. So I get in with the team, preseason, play preseason games, training, do well. In our very last preseason game, we went down to South Carolina to play a UPSL team. Our first game is literally just a week away. I had been preparing all off season, all preseason. I'm doing my warm up and I'm hitting my goal kicks. The last part of my warm up, I go to hit my final goal kick. I remember I picked up one ball and I was just like, hey, yeah, one more to my target who I'm hitting goal kicks to. I put it down, I run up to it, I kick it, and boom, a sensation I had never felt before down the inside of my leg. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And I kind of hopped around with it. And my goalkeeper coach was like, you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. And one of the very final things I do at the end of my warm up is just a couple of dives, almost like coming out for a through ball. And I go for one dive on my right side and I can barely get up. And my goalkeeper coach goes, no, you're done. Go to the bench. We're not gonna push this. And so I hobble over to the bench, and long story short there, I ended up pulling my groin, straining my groin, and I was out for 2 weeks. So here I was missing the first game of the season, first couple games of the season, and I started to rehab my groin. So now I'm working with the strength coach pretty closely. And I'll never forget, me and the strength coach were sitting on the bench for one practice. I'd finished my rehab for the day and we were just watching the team play. They were playing 11v11. And I remember asking him, what do you think is gonna happen when I come back? Do you think they're just gonna put me back in the starting group? And he looks at me and he goes, no, man, you're gonna have to earn your spot back. And for me in that moment, it hit me really hard. I got really mad, I got frustrated, and in my head it was like, man, I've worked so hard to finally get this opportunity to be a starter. I pick up this injury I'd never had before, and now it's set me back, and I've almost gone down to the base of the mountain, and I've got to climb this mountain again. And I eventually got back. I ended up picking up another injury later that season, and things played out how they did. But in that moment and over the course of my professional career, I've learned one of the biggest lessons that I still carry with myself to this day. And for you, this is going to be super important. I would write this phrase down. I don't want you to memorize it by heart, but that lesson is that it's an everyday thing for everybody. I'm going to say that one more time. It's an everyday thing for everybody. So I think a lot of times in our soccer careers and in life, we can take the position that we're in right now and almost feel like that is how things are going to be for forever or for the next week or for the next month. But the thing we have to realize is that life is always in motion. Things are always changing, whether you can see them or not. And that is exactly how it goes with being a starter or a backup or whatever your position is on the depth chart. So another thing I like to tell myself is that being a starter is not something you are, it's something you do. It's something you consistently earn on a daily basis. So when I've been a backup in my career, like I said, those first 3 years, it was almost like I was down below and I'm looking up above and I'm staring at a brick wall. Like, how am I ever gonna break through this wall? And just looking up and almost kind of feeling hopeless. But then then when I got to Carolina and I got that starting role finally, it was almost like I was up top, but I was looking down. And it was like I was standing on a pane of thin glass, knowing that I had to earn it every day. I had to show up every practice. Things happen, injuries happen, poor performances, coaches' opinions change. So I knew the truth and the reality is it's almost like a pane of glass. It's not that brick wall. You looking up and seeing a brick wall, that's an illusion. And I want you to take this mentality and apply it to whatever scenario you're in. So like I said, it's an everyday thing for everybody. So if you're a backup right now, understand that that doesn't define you. Every day is a new day. You have an opportunity every single day in training and in everything you do to earn that spot. Every rep in training matters. Every small-sided game, everything you do is preparing you and leading you to be ready for that moment when you do get to be a starter. And on the flip side, if you are a starter and you've had some success here recently, don't let that get to your head. Don't let that make you feel like you've made it or you're arrived. You still have to show up every single day. Teams are always looking for new goalkeepers to bring in to challenge the starter or someone that they like better. So you have to realize that no matter how great of a season you've had, no matter how great your last game is, you still have to show up every single day. So an action step for you, practical action step, I would literally write that phrase down. It's an everyday thing for everybody. Write that down and tape it up on your wall and ingrain it, tattoo it on your mind and on your heart, because that is the absolute truth of life and of professional soccer and goalkeeping. So for you right now, you might be kind of mad because like me, I had felt like there's going to be this magical, amazing day where I can finally feel and say that I've made it. And like I said, that is just an illusion. And I want you to now see and think about life, that the beauty of life is that it's an everyday thing, that you continually have to show up, that you continually have to grow, become more, find more of yourself. I find that the greatest joys that I've had in my life and my career is the continual daily process of working hard, getting better, and seeing those marginal gains every single day. Knowing and seeing that my hard work has paid off. It's not been being a starter and that's what's made me happy or any of the successes I've had. Those have been amazing and those have been fun, but the real joy has been the day-to-day grind. Like I said, the small daily improvements and seeing those add up into these big gains over time. And it's a beautiful thing in life to know as well that no matter the mistakes you've made in the past, no matter what your position is on your team right now, there's always a way to get to where you want to go. And that's predicated off of your belief in yourself, your vision that you have for the future, and the habits and the training standards that you have for yourself on a daily basis. So know that no matter where you are right now, like I said, it's an everyday thing for everybody, and that includes you and that includes your competition. So keep showing up, keep putting in the work, keep believing in that future that you have in your mind, that vision that you have for yourself. And if you continue to work, you continue to put one foot in front of the other, you will eventually get to where you want to go. I don't know when, I don't know how long it's going to take. It could take days, it could take weeks, it could take months, it could take years. But at the end of the day, if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, you will make it. And like I said, that's just for me, the beautiful thing about life is that we have to take things day by day. We have to continue to get better. And for me, I just love that about no matter what your position is in life right now or in your career, we all have to continue to get better and take things day by day. So if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, stay tuned for more goalkeeper content, and we'll talk soon.